Welcome to this second episode of Wander Out Yonder. At the end of the last episode we said we were going to the wheat belt. Well, we didn't. There was a change of plan. We turned around, mainly because it was stinking hot up there and there were bushfires. So we turned around and went back to the Porongorups Mountain Range National Park and to Albany. We did some pretty good walks there.
Yeah.
So we'll show you those later. Then we went to Boyup Brook for Australia Day. We met up with some family there. And now we're in Nanga Brook Bush Camp near Dwelling Up, and this is the end of we're right at the end of the fortnight, so this will feature in the next episode probably. Yeah, enjoy this episode. So we're going to do the Skywalk, the granite Skywalk, Castle Rock. This is in the Porongorups. It's about a 2.5 hour, 3 hour walk. Also the signs say, I think we've done this before, it is quite steep at the beginning. It's only 7:30, you have to set off this early, it's going to be about 36 degrees later on. So I'll take some footage on the way up. Okay, let's go. So this is about 200 metres to go. I can hear the wind blowing up there. So commentary might not be so good. Might have to go to pictures only. But yeah, nearly there. Right, so this is what we're climbing up to, these big granite kind of rocks out here. I think there's a balancing stone on the left, we'll have a look at that as we go. It's getting a bit windy now, there might be some interference with the audio from the wind. Oh yeah, there you go, look. There's the balancing rock or stone. Yeah. So we carry up round to the right between these rocks. So we have to go up through here. The climb, and this is our tea spot for the morning. We're having it before we go up, are we?
I thought you said that's what you wanted to do.
Alright, so you'll see some handholds there.
Yeah, those aren't the original.
Basically have to scramble up and round, and then there's a big steep ladder the other side. Helen's going first.
I'm sure.
It's a bit of a scramble.
Right.
Hats off now, it's getting a bit windy. So you come around this corner and scramble through here, then you've got a ladder to go up. Well, that's what was here last time we came. Alright, off you go. The last little climb up to this platform. It's well worth doing this walk. I mean, it's short, it's only 8:15. It's taken us 45 minutes to get here. Alright, this is what all the effort was for. That's where we came up. Quite high up when we get around this side of the rock. Pretty windy too. Okay, so we're down. It's time for a cup of tea. A bit red faced there, Helen.
Might have something to do with being fat and unfit. Maybe we'll be thin and fit by the end of the year. Piece of cake.
Yeah, we've come down to this lower platform and we've found this nice seat, so we've decided to finish our cup of tea down here. Lovely views. So I'm on the lower walkway. That's the upper one up there. I don't think this lower one was here when we came before. I think the upper one's quite difficult for little kids, elderly people. You need to be quite active to be able to reach the handholds and things. This one's got a seat, so I think they've put this one in for people who can't access the upper one. And it's really nice. I might even prefer this one. It's only got a kind of a 180-degree view rather than 360, but this is a really pleasant place. We're camping just outside Albany, a place called Happy Days Caravan Park, and it's a very nice park. It's very, very well maintained. Lots of grassy areas. We were late booking this just last week. I think there weren't many spaces left, so I think we're in a bit of an overflow spot, but as you can see, where the caravan is here, and we are literally reversed right up against the riverbank. What are these plants, Helen? Agapanthus?
Agapanthus, I think.
Yeah. And Helen's got a shirt on nearly the same colour. Looking down the river there. And last night on that paddock just across the river there was a big mob of kangaroos. And we had cockatoos and kookaburras and all sorts of things down here. So try and get some film of that tonight.
Yeah, this is a really nice campsite.
It is a nice campsite. It's really tidy, really well maintained. So yeah, glad we ended up here. So we've got 3 new segments in this episode. The first one is called Camp Kitchen. I'm sure you can guess what that's about. The second one is called Coffee and Cake.
Yep, well researched, that one.
Yeah, scores were taken.
Yep.
And the third one is something like I'm Glad We, or something. Basically it's about the things that we're glad we brought and have found to be really, really useful.
Okay, so I'm going to show you today one of the most fascinating bits of caravan cooking that I discovered a few months ago, and it uses this thing called a Shuttle Chef. And I'm going to sound like a bit of an advert here, but this thing is awesome. What we've discovered that is good to do is kind of like spend tiny amount of time in the morning putting some stuff together, put it in there, and it literally just cooks it. We leave it for the whole day. Has no power to it whatsoever. Leave it for the whole day, and then by the time it's dinner, it's cooked, it's really cool. Anyway, I wanted to test it a few months ago with something. I thought it's no way this thing is going to cook this kind of like big lump of meat with no power. Okay, this is a big lump of silverside or corned beef. For people back in Britain, and that's all I'm going to do. Now I'm not doing the fancy recipe, I'm just doing the basic, and it's so easy and it works. So I'm just going to just give it a little bit of a wash like that, making sure I've got enough water to cover that meat, and then hang on, just dry my hands a minute. Got to hold this thing in for a bit to take, and then pretty much you just put the lid on, and you bring it to the boil, and then you let it simmer and have a real good kind of like solid heat for 20 minutes, and then I'll tell you what you do after that, after 20 minutes. Okay, so after 20 minutes, that's what it looks like. Basically it's just boiling away there, or simmering away there. So make sure the lid's on, turn the gas off, pick it up by the handle, everything, and then put it in. It's like a massive thermos flask, so you put it in first of all, shut down that lid properly, Okay, actually, I'm going to do that. Okay, and then you put it in its sleeping bag. Make sure that's pushed down like that, and you zip up the lid. Actually, let's put that on top. And then we've gone through various places of where to put this, but since we're driving today, we're going to put it under the table, tuck it into the corner, and then hopefully Rob's not going to go over any massive bumps. And basically that is it. And then I will show you what it looks like when we open it up. Whatever, 5, 6 o'clock tonight. Okay. All right, so 7.5 hours ago, I put the Shuttle Chef under the table, and we are now where we want to be. So I'm getting it out, and what's in here, that corned beef, has had no other source of heating other than this Shuttle Chef. So you just basically take it out. All right, lid off. All right, now all you can see is like a pan of water, so I'm just to show you that it is completely cooked. But maybe I'll just cut a slice and then you can see, you get a sense of the fat.
A bit sharper knife.
Yeah, maybe a bit sharper knife. So that is completely cooked. Okay, and that's it. So I just think that's really cool that that thing cooks such a, you know, a dense big lump of meat for practically no sort of energy at all, and it does it while you're travelling.
But it doesn't just do meat. Going for a little walk. We don't know where we're going to get to. It's gone 12 o'clock, so we won't be getting very far. Boot cleaning station. Very welcome seat at the top of the first little climb. We are going to go a bit further, but nice place to stop for some water.
WA is awesome for having seats anywhere where you could actually want to sit, and they do them in the most remote places. So I can't tell you how far away we are from everyone, like miles from anyone. There's no one else around. It's a tiny little path up through the bush, nothing around, and yet we see kind of like on the map, Whale Lookout, and I'm said to Rob, I'm going to be so disappointed in WA if they haven't put a seat there, and look what they've given
I don't think we're going to see any whales today. It's not the season.
No,
But
lunch though.
this is our lunch stop.
Oh, nice. And a really nice place.
So we've walked 3.5 kilometres, that's all. Not even 4 kilometres, and about 2 miles. We've climbed, I don't know, nearly 200 metres maybe. So it's quite an easy walk. It's taken us an hour and 10 minutes. This is lunch stop. Typical Australian bushwalking, this. You get these very typical sort of grass trees here. Stuff along the place are low sort of shrubby trees. And then interspersed with the odd grass tree on there. Another one there. Easy walking usually, just a bit hot. Okay, we just heard something scurry into the bush, and it's another one of these monitor lizards.
Can you see it from there?
You're not going to see it very well from this far back on this GoPro lens. It's but I'll get in a bit closer and see what he does. His tongue's flicking out. Just see his head and neck there.
You get closer still?
I can try getting a bit closer, but I don't want to alarm him. And I don't want to alarm myself either when he runs off. Yeah, he's there. You don't like me being here though. There you go, look. Not very big, that one.
Oh, I don't know, I think it's these others, yeah.
Maybe 2 foot. Well, maybe
actually.
longer tail, definitely. Yeah, he's gone into his little cool place over there. Okay, coffee and cake. Well, we're going to do this for the first 2 weeks, which was the last video, because we didn't find time in that episode to do it. So we're going to talk about the best places we've had coffee and or cake. And when we say cake, we mean any sort of food, really. For that 2 weeks until we got to Boyup Brook. So, first of all, the best coffee we've had.
All right, so I'd say really good research on this. Best coffee is, without a shadow of a doubt, Bridgetown's cafe called Barking Cow. Nice strong coffee, pretty smooth, nice, milk's pretty good. Yeah, that was it.
Not within... I think there is a shadow of doubt as far as I'm concerned. I thought the coffee was
food that's
the coffee was probably the best coffee. I didn't score it quite as highly as you. But yeah, the Barking Cow in Bridgetown, the best coffee that we've had so far. Now, as for food...
Yeah, all right, so the food is not in dispute.
No, it's not in dispute at all.
So this place is worth going out of your way for, and I'm talking, how far would I go out of the way for it? Probably, certainly 50 kilometres.
Yeah.
Maybe more, actually. And that's the Treehouse Cafe at Boyup Brook. The quiche there, and might have tested the chocolate brownies. Pretty sure they're all made on the premises, and they are just to die for. So, best place.
Yeah, we went there a few years ago on our way back from Bridgetown, and we just by chance called in, and we had the quiche then, and we've talked about how wonderful it was ever since. So we went back to check it out, see if it was as good as we thought, and we were absolutely right. It was absolutely lovely. So yeah, the Treehouse in Boyup Brook wins the award for the best food for the first 2 weeks of our trip. I'm sure they'll be thrilled. Australia Day breakfast. Going to be on YouTube.
With our 22 subscribers?
Yeah, 22 subscribers.
Could be 23 now.
His technique was deplorable. His execution worse. He sort of tally-eyed with a mohawk in reverse. A baldish chap came through the door. He grabbed him in a flash. He held him down and shore him with a...
Hello, welcome to our first segment called Worth Its Weight in Gold, which is basically stuff that we would not have left behind. Okay, so this is my first item, which is a cheapy spray bottle, mostly filled with cold water and some washing up liquid. And it's for basically pre-cleaning your dishes before it goes into the precious bowl of hot water that you've got. It's for two reasons. So you you get some kitchen roll and you spray the dishes and you wipe off the worst of the food and off your plates and your pans and so on. For two reasons. One is that you can then do the whole of your dishes in one bowl of water. And when water's at a premium, when you're off the grid like we are now, that's important. And the other reason is that, again, because we're off the grid, we can't, all our grey waste has to collect in the tank. So if you don't wash the stuff off your plates beforehand, it goes down in the grey tank and it stinks. So this has been really useful.
My thing is a scrubbing brush for the shower. of course it's just a scrubbing brush, so you can, you know, do regular scrubbing stuff, but the really valuable bit is the pumice stone on the back. So you'd be surprised how absolutely filthy your feet get, your heels in particular. You're either barefoot or you're wearing sandals, there's lots of dust around, you get absolutely filthy, and this thing is awesome. Get in the shower and give them a good scrub on those heels and get all that dirt out. So I never thought it would be this. I didn't get it for the pumice stone, but that has proved to be really, really valuable. So we're really glad, both of us, that we didn't leave this behind, because it's been brilliant. $7 from Coles, and it's absolutely awesome.
You on commission?
Absolutely awesome. There you go.